Okay. But that judgment, what I'm doing is I'm just sealing the number that you'll have to pay. You'll still have to pay July, but I'm sealing the number that you'll have to pay to keep your home.
Okay.
Style Farms versus Alicia Oliver. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
It's Alicia Clark, but on your paperwork it's Oliver.
She want to make that real. All right.
I'd like to do away with that last name. They're working on changing it though. I was in the office today.
Wow.
Yeah.
He wants to do away with it, not just get rid of it. She needs to do away with it. All right. Where are we on this case?
Your Honor, my client confirms receipt of the promised $1,800 payment. And so Miss Clark's balance is $4,770.61 with court costs.
All right. And Miss Clark, how are you intending on getting this?
So I didn't realize the court was closed on Wednesday, so I called yesterday and emailed the paperwork in, showing my tracking number for DHS.
Yes.
I was in the hospital yesterday, so I couldn't bring it. And I reached out to my kid's therapist, case manager at Youth and Family Services. She's working on it with Ypsilanti Thrift Shop. I reached out to Faith in Action and Friends Indeed.
Okay, to try to see about the rest of this balance.
See if they could help with some of it. Otherwise, if I have to do it myself, that's fine. I could pay so much every week.
Okay, so every week?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. The next week, what do you think you can get paid?
1,000 by next Friday.
Okay, let me just, I'm just trying to work this through in my head.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like 1,000 every week? Is that how you're intending on doing this?
I'm not for sure. I'd have to sit and calculate it. I just know what I'll have next week.
Gotcha.
But my
okay, no, that's fair.
The help from them.
Okay.
Because I called Hawk and they said I was over the 30%. Yeah.
Okay.
Even with it being 6 of us in my household.
Pardon?
Even with it being 6 in my household, me and 5 kids.
Right. And so you got 6 in your household?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn this out a week, and I'll explain, Ms. Dornbush, over the objection to plaintiff, why I'm going to try this. 6/28/24 at 12 p.m. You're to pay $1,000 by, when can you get that in?
I can get it in by Friday morning at 9.
Friday morning? Okay. Yeah. Okay, by the 28th. We're going to click into another month. What's your monthly rent told me?
$1937.80, Judge. That's with the pet fee and the trash service.
Okay. Okay, I'm still going to do this, and then it's going to click up 2, but she may at least remain even for a minute, because even with July clicking in or right around the corner, because if she gets the SER with the number of people, it's at least a meaningful number of about another 1,000 if she qualifies. And then with the other things, she might be able to get this thing down to a manageable level where it may come down to, and this is kind of where I end up when I'm in this part of the month, ma'am. I may next week issue a judgment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that judgment, what I'm doing is I'm just sealing the number that you'll have to pay. You'll still have to pay July, but I'm sealing the number that you'll have to pay to keep your home.
Okay.
That makes sense to you?
It does, because this involves my kids. So
pardon?
Fine. I said that it does, because this involves my kids.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm willing to kind of try to do this and get you there. And that way, if both of those can come through, well, DHS won't pay until everything's paid off. But at worst, you get this in, we're at a $3,700 figure.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out how that can get paid. You're still gonna have to get July paid. But let's try to see what we can do for next week on that.
Okay.
All right.
And Your
Sound
Honor,
good?
I know the court has noted my objection. I just want to bring to the court's attention, because obviously my client's going to have a concern about an additional adjournment on this case, just because Ms. Clark is a fairly new resident to the community. She just moved in January. Move-in fees were paid, March rent was paid, and then that was the last payment they got up until the $1,800 payment that came in after court last week. And so there isn't really a track record here for my client to have faith that this will get caught up. And this is obviously a very sizable balance. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to note that for the record, since I know the court's already noted my objection.
Yes, I noted that objection. I understand that. And you have to get the $1,000 in. Likely there's going to be a judgment, and then the proof's going to be in the pudding as to whether or not this track record can pay.
It'll be paid. I talked to Jennifer, and I didn't talk to the actual property manager because she's new, but I talked to Jennifer and Jeanette
Okay.
because my mother and father have lived there since 2015. We had 4 deaths in the family in March, and my daughter-in-law's mom died, which caused 13 people to be in my house. So my son and daughter-in-law had to get a house there. So I have had a lot of stuff happen that caused this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, here's what we'll do. She's just noting that for the.
No, I get it. I get it. That's why I've communicated with them.
No, I got you. I got you. And I'm always a good pick of character. I believe in you. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to get through this, and we'll figure it out next week as to where you're going to go and how this is going to work.
Okay.
Sound good? All right.
Thank
You
you.
have a great weekend.
You too.
Peninsula Plays versus Taylor Hawkins.
Julian Engen for plaintiff.
Taylor Hawkins?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, hello.
Hi.
Okay, last time we were here, there was $1,895 owed. And I didn't have a note that she was going to pay anything or anything. Ms. Hawkins, where are you with reference to getting this paid?
So I did also state of relief, I think it was at SCR. I applied for that. I'm just waiting for approval, but I was gonna put about 600 on it by I want to say next Wednesday. I believe I'm getting a check next Tuesday, so I just have to wait for it to process or whatever, and then I'll be depositing 600 on it Wednesday, and then I'll have another.
You're tailing out on me.
I'll have another deposit. I'll have a deposit of 600 next Wednesday, and then I'll have the rest of my deposits like the following week.
What do you mean the rest of it?
I think it's about 1,000 left or so. My mom said she was gonna deposit when she gets paid, which is in the next 2 weeks. So,
Okay, so
she told me to pay the 600. I'll be paying the 600 by
Taylor,
Wednesday.
hold on. You're gonna put 600 in next week.
Yes.
By what day?
I want whatever day is Wednesday. I'm not sure the official date.
Okay, that's fine. That'll be the 26th.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna put in 600 on the 26th.
Yes.
And then you were talking what in terms of your mother?
The following week after next week, next Friday, I believe my mom gets paid, or in 2 weeks Friday. She said she was gonna be depositing down the $1,000. I believe I have what's the full balance? Is it 1,600 or because that's what I seen on my profile.
Hold on. Taylor, hold on. How much is your monthly rent, Taylor?
It's $769, but I know
Okay.
I have late fees on there as well, and then the
Okay, I'm not,
costs.
I get,
know.
but Taylor, here's the thing. By the time July clicks in, we're gonna be around $2,600 that you're gonna need to pay.
Okay.
So probably a little bit more than that, probably 2,700. So
Okay,
when
I
you
spoke with well, I don't mean to cut you off, but I spoke with my landlord, and she told me that if I was able to pay the balance, then she'll give me time after July, like she'll give me a payment plan that I can like do with her.
okay, but we gotta get there. Taylor, we gotta get there. Okay? All right. So, and for that to happen, you gotta be clear on what's going to be paid. So if I'm operating off this 2,800, somewhere around there, you're gonna pay 600 by the 26th, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then your mother's gonna pay 1,000. Is that gonna be July 5th?
I believe so. She may give me half before and then half a little bit more before the 20
Okay,
or on the
Taylor.
26th.
Does your mom get paid this Friday coming up or the next Friday?
She gets paid this Friday, but she's not gonna give me $1,000 this week. She's gonna give it to me the following week after next week. That's what I was saying. Like she may give me half, but she told me that I have to wait till the next paycheck. The next paycheck is in 2 weeks. She got paid this week. So it'll be July 5th. Isn't that the correct date?
Yes. So
Okay.
there's gonna be, before July 5th, there's gonna be 1,000, right?
Okay. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then that following week, July 12th, how much?
It'll be another 600 from me.
Okay, okay. Now, that'd be July 12th. That'd be that following week, which would actually be the 9th that she'd pay it, but that's okay. It'd be two
Okay.
weeks out. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Taylor, I don't know why I'm gonna do this. This is crazy. I'm gonna take a chance on her. And I'm going to adjourn your case to July 12th.
Okay, thank you.
And
It'll be paid, I
so,
promise. It's just a switch
pardon?
of jobs. I said it'll be paid, I promise. I just had a switch of jobs and I'm in school as well, so I'm just getting help.
I know, Taylor. I get it. How old are you, Taylor?
I'm 20. I'm about to be 21.
Okay. I have one of you at home, and she does math the same way you do. And so I just have to follow it, okay? I get it. You'll
Okay.
come through. That's why I'm giving you the shot. But I just have to work it through. So we're gonna do 600 on the 26th. There's gonna be 1,000 coming in by the 5th. Another 600 by that date. That's going to be about 2,200. And then we should be able to finish it up before the end of the month if all of that comes through. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, Taylor. And so I'm going to adjourn this to June 12th, 2024 July 12th
Okay, I
at 3
appreciate it.
at 3 p.m. Okay, July 12th, 3 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Take care. Court does call the case of Arbor One versus Wansforo Mashawingwe.
Good morning, Your Honor. Cheryl Wolkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Go ahead, Mr. Interpreter.
Jina anaitwa Shawaka, yeye anasimamia kwamba ani mwenye kuumizwa.
All right. Are they here?
Yes.
I got it. Sir, can you please state your name?
Sema jina lako.
Sir, you will have to unmute the device and state your name.
Yeah, jitoe kwa mute alafu kwamba anasema majina yako.
Can we send somebody in?
Yeah, Sunday.
We are sending somebody in to help you, sir.
Tunatuma mtu hapa kuja kusaidie.
Sir, can you now state your name?
Sema majina yako.
Jina langu la kwanza ni Onesforo, la pili ni Mashingwe.
Yeah, first name Onesfora, the second one is Mashingwe.
Ndio.
Plaintiff, what is your claim in this case?
Your Honor, total amount due including court costs $2,531.10.
Asema kwamba anadaiwa 2,500 na 2,200 na 250.
Ndio.
Mr. Interpreter, what did he say?
He said yes.
Sir, how do you intend on getting this paid?
Hasa utazilipa namna gani hizo franga?
Nataka kidogo ningejieleza kwa kuwa sijui kama ningejieleza kidogo.
Yeah, can I speak a little bit?
I'm sorry?
He wants to talk.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yeah, sema.
Ndio. Hizo deni najua kweli nadaiwa na
Yes.
kipindi ilifika mpaka nidaiwe ni kwa sababu ya kazi kidogo ilisimama.
Yeah, he's saying that yes, I owe them money and it's because my job ended.
Na kwa hiyo najua kesho siku ya kwanza naingia kazini na wanipe muda tu nitalipa
And
kweli.
tomorrow he's going to start another job and he will pay the amount.
When will this $2,531 be paid?
Yeah, utazilipa lini hizo 2,531?
Naomba wanipatie muda wa wiki mbili mbele, takuja kuzilipa.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Are you going to request any assistance or request to speak to an attorney regarding this case?
Unataka kwamba ni kuongea na mwanasheria yoyote kuhusiana na hii kesi au unataka kwamba ni uzitafute namna gani?
Nitaangalia kwanza, nitajipiga mbandugu, maana sijakuwa na kazi. Nitaanza kazi mwiyo wiki, nitaangalia kisi, nitaongea na bandugu, naweza kazipata, hapo nitakuja kuweka baada ya wiki mbili.
Yeah, he will talk to his family. He doesn't want to request a new attorney.
Okay. What I will do is I'll adjourn this out 1 week, but sir, you need to understand that when it comes to the next date, you're going to owe July rent also.
Nasema kwamba yani nitaivukisha hii la ndevu, nitaifanya wiki ya kesho, halafu kwamba ni ikikuja mwezi wa 7 utadaiwa tena pesa za mwezi wa 7.
Sawa sawa, nitalipa, hana shida, nitaongea na familia, nitalipa.
Yes, I understand and I will pay it. I will talk to my family.
All right. I'll adjourn this matter to June 28th, 2024 at 12 p.m.
Nasema kwamba nitaipeleka hii kesi kwamba yani tutakutana hapa kwamba ni wiki ya kesho Alhamisi, kwamba yani saa 6 kamili utaingia hapa, utakuja hapo sehemu upo.
Sawa sawa, na wangeniandikia, maana Kiingereza ndio kinanisumbua, ndo maana kidogo.
Yeah, he wants a note saying that he should come back here to Zoom at 12 o'clock on June 28th.
He needs a note saying that?
Yes.
Okay, if he goes out to the clerk's office, I will send the file down. They will give him a notice of hearing.
Nasema kwamba ani wewe toka tu nje, enda kwa hiyo ofisi yao hapo, alafu atakupa hiyo karatasi inaonyesha.
Sawa sawa.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. May I leave you, Anna?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll see you this afternoon.
And
Naweza nikaenda?
Yeah, umemaliza. He's asking, can he leave?
yes, he can leave.
Yeah, unaweza enda.
Sawa sawa, nashukuru sana.
Sen, thank you so much.
Versus Isaac, Kathy, not checked in. Kathy, not checked in. Want to be sworn? You may proceed.
Your Honor, I do not have a proposed judgment on this case, so I have to assume that it was paid.
Okay.
I have the other 2 appeal cases, and certainly we were aware of this case this afternoon because I was here last week when the case was called. So
Okay. So
I will therefore, not knowing any better,
you want me to adjourn it out?
if you would adjourn out 1 more week,
I'll
I mean,
get out
obviously,
1 more
we'll
week
submit
just
the
so you check.
dismissal.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll adjourn it June 28th, 2024 at 2 p.m. That way you can double check. Real Properties versus Christina Taylor.
Daniel Landman for the plaintiff.
Online. Hello.
Hello,
State your names for me, please.
my name's Christina.
Okay, so let's see. Told me you were gonna get paid up in full, did you?
I wasn't able to get paid up in full. I did make another $500 payment towards it, and I should be making another $200 payment today.
Okay, so did you paid the 1,100 and whatever, is that
Yes,
right?
that was paid.
Okay, and then you said you can pay 5, or did you pay the 500?
I've already submitted the $500 payment. I'm supposed to go to work today, and then I can cash out at the end of my shift 200.
Okay, so total, what do you have as the balance?
I have a balance of 1,500 plus 175 in costs for 1,675 total.
1,675 total. That's gonna be about right. And that's gonna, yeah, that'd be about right. And and then you're gonna put 500, you put 500 today,
Yes,
right? And then you're gonna put another 2.
yes.
All right. So I'm gonna say $700 by the 28th. Okay. But you're gonna put 200 before then.
Yes.
Is there any other funds you're gonna be able to put in next week?
Well, I'm working with this group that I was a part of since I was in high school, and they may be adding on funds, but they don't get a judgment. I won't hear anything about that until Monday.
Okay.
So it could range from just like 200 to paying it the rest off.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put you over to next week also.
Okay.
At the 28th at 2 p.m. You
Okay.
get 700 total. You've already put the 5 in, but get at least the other 200 in during that week. Okay.
Okay.
And we should be around the $1,000 figure or thereabouts. And so I don't know if you were listening with Miss Amerson when I was talking to her. What I may do next week is then give them a judgment. That way, locking in that figure, and then you'll have to work on July.
Okay.
But you'll have some time to get this paid so you can maintain your housing.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that sound, you understand that?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Gosh, boy, I'm explaining things all right today.
I would also note, Your Honor, that if she pays, even if she doesn't pay the full 700 by the 28th, she's going to be in the range for no writ without a hearing.
Hearing, correct. Okay. All right. Thank you,
What
Ms.
does that
Taylor.
mean?
That just means that something can't happen without coming back to court.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can't be evicted without coming back to court if you get in that range. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Thomas Ryan Belcher. This is for an amended complaint. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name, your department, and tell me what you know about this matter regarding counts 4 and 5.
Detective Howard Schaefer, Washington County Sheriff's Office. Your Honor, we just received a amended complaint from the prosecutor's office, reference the defendant in this case, Thomas Ryan Belcher. The original complaint, I swore out in front of Magistrate Braley, January 26, 2024, had counts 1, 2, and 3. The prosecutor's office has amended the complaint and added count 4 as well as count 5. In reference to count 4, the original complaint was 4220 Erie Drive, apartment 11, Scioto Township, Washtenaw County. The original complaint was taken by Deputy Hannah in reference to the added count 4. The victim in this case, juvenile, indicated that Mr. Belcher had followed her into the restroom of her residence. She indicated that she pulled her pants down to use the bathroom. She indicated that Mr. Belcher then came into the bathroom and licked her quote unquote Gina, unquote. This was her statement in the forensic interview. That word was used in reference to her vagina. She indicated that he used his tongue. She also indicated that when she was asking him about further detail in reference to this incident, she stated that he entered the bathroom, walked up behind her, asked her if he could do this. She stated no, however, he did it anyways. In reference to count 5, she indicated that Mr. Belcher had some sort of sex replica toy or some sort of sex toy that depicted buttocks and a vagina. She indicated that he would take this toy, put it in front of him while she was present, and move back and forth on the toy. She indicated that he was, quote, humping it, unquote. She also indicated later in the forensic interview that the thing, is what she referred to this toy as, had a stomach and a vagina and a butt, which was located in a room in the apartment.
All right. Based on that, the court does find that there's probable cause to believe that the individual alleged in the complaint has committed the offenses in the complaint as alleged in counts 4 and 5 and would amend the complaint accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got that?
Yep.
Okay. Then, oh, there, Detective Morris.
Is it possible that Detective Morrison can swear on this child abuse complaint?
Child
Do you
abuse.
have that?
Yeah, I got time. Don't.
Oh, this is a search warrant? Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, all
I've
right.
got lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, I see that. I got.
Like, how did you follow me over here? How did you get over here so fast?
But you solemnly swear affirm the information contained in the search warrant and affidavit is true, best knowledge information believed. All right, great.
This other stuff over here.
You guys. Get that. So. All right.
I'll send with the amended complaints.
Pardon?
I'll send with them, I'll set with them.
Yeah, I think we're all set. We're all set. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, stay safe out there, please. Court calls the case of Tom of Monroe versus Amanda Manning.
I'm here.
Kevin Decker, it's TDM. I'm sorry. My hand not so good.
I'm sorry?
It's TDM of Monroe. I'm sorry.
TDM?
Yes, Your Honor.
Got it. All right, this is a non-payment case and sir, is TDM, is that a corporation?
It's just a name my father had set up.
Is it an LLC?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm the one.
How much is owing? How much is owing on the thing?
She owes the rent of $2,450 and owes $55 to file this.
What's the rental that she owes?
$2,450.
Okay.
That's to June 1st.
Before I go further, who owns this property?
It's my mother's.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a problem with who's appearing for the plaintiff. So it's your mother's property.
My name's on it too, but it's hers. My name, Kevin Decker, and my mother's is on it.
Okay, so you're a part owner in the property.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Ms. Manning,
Yes, sir.
what do you have to say about the amount claimed owed?
It is owed. I just got out of a domestic violence relationship, and my ex had put a lock on my bank account where my checks were going, and I just had received my payments a couple days ago for my paychecks, and I got a hold of Mr. Decker and let him know that I had $1,400 for him or $1,500 for him today, and then I'll have the rest by the beginning of next month for him to cover next month's rent and what I previously owed.
All right, so let me get it right. You have $1,500 that you can get to him?
Yes, $100 that I can give to him today.
$1,500 today?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then how much is your monthly rent?
$1,200, and I did apply for a SCR with DHS, and I did apply.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did have you heard when did you do that?
I did that 4 days ago. I have not heard nothing back from them yet.
Okay. So what you're gonna need to do, if you can see your screen, there's a QR code on the screen.
Okay.
You need to fill out that form. And also, I think my staff is putting it in the chat. So you'll need, either way, that form needs to be filled out and gotten to the court, okay?
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'm gonna adjourn this out a week for you to get that in. That's gotta be to the court by Wednesday. And it will entitle you to some time to try to get this sorted out, all right?
Okay, I appreciate that. I also have applied for assistance through Celine Social Services as well.
Okay, very good. So it looks like this may all be able to work out. If you get 1,500 in, you're gonna be about 1,000 off, then you're gonna go up 12. But we'll be able to sort this out and get it done, okay?
Yes, I should be right back
So,
on track of the first. My page, I have a decent job. It was just with my husband doing what he did with my bank account behind my back from me leaving him is what kind of got me in my damper that I'm in.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to adjourn this out to the 28th at 3 p.m. And then let's see exactly where we are and figure out how we head into July and get you caught up.
Okay, I appreciate that. So you want me to give him the $1,500 today?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Go ahead and pay that over.
Awesome. We'll do that.
Okay. All right, folks. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Real Properties versus Cassandra Amers.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Daniel Landman, P35797, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Your name?
Cassandra Emerson.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, this is the second hearing. We are showing a balance of $1,961.56, as well as cost of $175 for a total of $2,136.56.
All right.
I made a payment yesterday. Paylease, did you guys receive it? The
Your Honor, we
200,
would not have known about the payment yesterday as we had no power and our office was closed.
Got it.
We had no access to the building.
but I committed to make a payment as we spoke on last week of $250.
Right. You made that one.
Yes.
And then did you make another one, you said?
No, it was, I just, did
That
that
one.
yesterday.
All right. So, Samerson, how are you looking at getting the rest of this paid?
Looking to at least be granted a month, looking to pay every week, on this until it's a zero balance.
Okay, so here's gonna be our problem. Problem's gonna be that come next Monday, well, not next Monday, but the Monday after, we're gonna get more rent clicked in.
Right. I'm gonna, double up next week.
Double up, what do you mean?
I'm gonna, pay towards this month and on the balance. I should be able to make at least a $900 payment
When do you think?
Friday, upcoming
The
Friday.
28th?
Yep.
That'll cut you in half. And then, all right. Here's what I'm gonna do, and just understand what I'm gonna do in this case. I'm gonna find that there's no tribal issue. I'm gonna grant them a judgment. Now, here's the reason, so that it sounds bad, but just let me explain why I'm doing that. I'm gonna try to lock the figure through June.
Mhm.
Okay, so that what you have to pay off to maintain your housing is the 2136.56. If I kick this out, I mean, I can go out 1 week, but if I go beyond that 1 week, I now have to include July in, and I don't want to do that. Now, the other way to do this, when were you going to pay the 900?
Friday.
The 28th?
Uh-huh.
What time would you be paying that?
Around this time, noonish, 12:01.
What time is there set for next Friday?
2.
2 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay. Do you pay that online or you pay it in the office?
I paid at the Walmart Pay Center.
Okay, you get a receipt though, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's do this then. Just to try to make the figure even lower, that in terms of what I did. So you're gonna pay 900, you're gonna pay that by the 28th. I'm gonna adjourn this 1 week out, the 28th, 2024 at 2 p.m. All right, now here's what so the judge standing there surprised by what I would do. Next week, if you do that, then your balance is gonna be down around, what? About 1,000, 1,200, whatever, somewhere around there, right? That's when I would then do the judgment and then try to give you time into July to get that paid as well as pay on your July rent
Okay,
without getting more court costs or having this huge balance. Make sense?
makes sense.
Okay, wow. I said something that made sense. I'm shocked. All right, thank you, Ms. Amers.
14th District Court, Washington County, State of Michigan is now in session. All those having business before the court draw near. The Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson presiding.
And good morning. Court does call the case of Westbrook Apartments versus Nathan, is it Balick? Belsick?
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Schlesinger appearing on behalf of plaintiff.
See here.
I do not have the defendant checked in.
We don't have the defendant checked in. You did pay for the second service. Would you like to take a default, sir?
I would, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Go ahead, sir.
Thanks, Judge. Hang on a second here. My paper clips together. All right. Here it is. Sorry, Judge. All right. This is seeking a possession only default judgment. Rent to retain $2,024.75. Court costs $170. Total to retain possession would be $2,194.75. Writ to issue after 7/1/24.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default. For possession, redemption amount is in the amount requested with the writ to issue in 10 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Westbrook Apartments versus Jennifer Lovick.
Mark Schlesinger again for plaintiff, Your Honor.
Not here. They're not here. And also I said Daryl Lovett. Neither are present. You did pay for a second service. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a possession only default. Plaintiff is requesting a possession only default judgment. This is a small one, but we're asking for rent to retain $288. Court costs $231. Total to retain $519.00. Writ to issue after 7/1/2024.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default. For possession, redemption amount in the amount requested with the writ to issue in 10 days. No writ without a hearing.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a great day. Actually, I'll see you later.
Thank you.
I'll be in
Yep,
person.
take care. Court calls case of Arbor Meadows versus Jerry Martin. Jerry Martin, not checked in. Neither party appeared. Case dismissed. Court calls case of Augusta Woods Community versus
I'm
William
here.
Johnson. Hold it. Who was
I'm
that?
here. I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Jerry Martin. This is my first time ever. I thought I was checked in.
It's okay.
I apologize tremendously.
No, it's okay. Well, they're not here. Do you have a motion to dismiss without prejudice?
Yeah, I don't know what this means. Like I'm in the process of selling my home.
All right. Nobody for the plaintiff is here, so I
Okay,
can't
so what does that
proceed
mean?
with the. I can't proceed with the
Okay.
case. So
Okay.
if you're moving to dismiss the case, I will dismiss the case. They can try to reopen it, but at this point, I would dismiss the case.
Okay, so then I'm okay until I talk to them on Monday. So am I okay until and I go talk to the owner on Monday? So am I okay until Monday?
Yep, you're okay until Monday.
Okay, I appreciate all your help. Thank you.
Okay, you're making that motion to dismiss?
Yes, sir.
Okay, case dismissed. Whitaker Oaks versus Kimberly Keith.
Hello, Your Honor. This is
Hello.
Hannah Kemper representing Kimberly Keith.
Okay, well, you can't represent her. What's your relation to Miss Keith?
Actually, the one who is responsible for the home. My mother was just like a co-signer for the place. So she actually doesn't live at Whitaker Oaks.
Okay, gotcha. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's nothing I can do. I don't have an attorney here for the other side. I don't have anybody for the plaintiff.
Okay.
So are you moving to dismiss the case at this point?
Yes, sir.
All right. Plaintiff failed to appear. Case dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Strong Future Homes versus Letitia Cochran. I think this is a recall.
Jillian Ingen for plaintiff. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Ms. Cochran. Okay, you had some trouble getting on before, huh?
Yes.
All right. Then I will vacate the judgment I set aside, or that is the judgment that I had. The amount that's claimed is $1,103.31.
Okay.
Okay, how are you gonna get that paid?
I'm working through legal aid and I'm working through VHS, and I will make new time if it's possible.
Okay, so you're talking to legal services and you did an SER?
Yes, it hasn't went through yet. I don't think they said that they would let me know.
Okay, so here's what you have to do. There's a form that you gotta fill out, and I realize you're on a phone call, but you'll have to come down to the court by Wednesday and fill out a form to let us know that you applied for that, because we've got to have your tracking number.
Okay.
Okay, you gotta do that before Wednesday or by Wednesday.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. And then
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll adjourn this out 1 week and we'll see where you are at that point, okay?
Okay, thank you.
June 28th, 2024 at 1 p.m.
Okay,
Okay. All right.
Thank
Thank you.
thank you, bye.
Sorry about that. Green versus white, that's a case is dismissed.
And I was able to check it.
Oh, you were? Okay. Court recalls case of Glencoe versus Felicia Mills.
Jillian Aiken for plaintiff.
And did she move?
He has not, Your Honor. The office received an email from her that they are not yet out.
Okay. So you'd like to get the default.
Yes, please.
All right. You previously sworn. You may go ahead.
Thank you. This is a case for non-payment of rent. Rent to retain possession is $3,159.27. Court costs are $171 for a total of $3,330.27. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment with a writ to issue after 10 days. And this would be for possession only.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That is by default for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested with a writ issue in 10 days. Huh? Is that it?
I told you it was going to be brief.
Wow.
For once.
How are you? A faint day going like that. It's crazy. All right. You take care. Have a great weekend. Get there. Now